Hello and welcome. My name is Lynette Garcia, and I am the Career Education Instructor for the San Mateo Adult and Career Education School for the industry-recognized Southwest Professional Communication Certification Program. Along with iCEV, we utilize this program to upskill college and career possibilities for our students. I will specifically be talking about adult and correctional education and how we utilize the program to implement. Oops, excuse me. It has been said to start with the end in mind. And who said that? Stephen Covey. To begin with the end in mind is to understand the results that you want to achieve with your students in regards to this course. It means that understanding where you are and where your students are, where you want to lead them to, and to make sure that each step of the way you're guiding them in the right direction to get them to where they want to be. Stephen Covey was an American educator, keynote speaker, businessman, and author. He is best known for his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So let's look at that with the end in mind. What do we at the San Mateo Adult School strive to do? Let me tell you, we strive to build confidence with our students. We strive for partnership, teamwork, and collaboration. We strive to create leaders. So in other words, we are seeking to upskill our students' abilities and thrive in today's business market. So let's take a look at what we'll be previewing today. In today's presentation, we will give you a snapshot, a mere snippet of how the San Mateo Adult and Career Education has built their professional communications course utilizing the iCEV platform. We will cover the syllabus and a lesson plan from one of our classes. We'll look at how we seamlessly moved from a hybrid course to a full online course during the COVID pandemic. As one of the core teachers, I can attest that the iCEV platform made it an easier transition. Let's look at the program overview and notice the title for our course is Professional Communications and Beyond. We added the Beyond to our certificate program because communication doesn't stop when you leave the office. Communication follows you wherever you move into the world. Understanding how you move through the world and the impact that you make with each of your interactions is important, both professionally and personally. It's important to say beyond because what we teach in this course, our students can learn both and implement professionally and interpersonally in terms of their communication skills. So what we do is we look at, see what Deloitte says. Soft skill intensive occupations will account for 2/3 of all jobs by 2030. 2030 is just around the corner. 2/3 is a high percentage. This course was created because Southwest Airlines realized that many of their incoming employees lacked some of the professional skills that they needed to communicate with their customers. So they created this fabulous course. The San Mateo Adult and Career Education has been providing this course for 3 years. The iCEV platform has made it ideal in terms of a short-term course. It addresses both native speakers and ESL learners. And to note, we have certified over 65 graduates with this program. Our average cohort is 12 students. We started out for in-class students with more. However, due to COVID, we did take that number down just slightly because of the online component. We also have had ages ranging from 18 to 70. Yes, that is how cool this program is. Here we go. Some of the benefits of COVID. Not to diminish what COVID has presented us in terms of challenges. However, it also provided us with a huge learning opportunity. We went from a hybrid in-class program, which was 6 hours of in-person classroom time, as well as 6 hours of online homework, to teachers learning online tools exclusively. So that was different for many of the teachers. Students needed to learn how to manage their lessons and learn in a whole new environment. What the iCEV platform did was it allowed us a fairly seamless transition to full-time online. It encouraged new levels of collaboration and teamwork. And what I mean by that was we made strong use of the Zoom platform in terms of breakout rooms. Within each class, within our cohort, we created presentation teams. And what the presentation teams entailed and the skill sets that they learned was they learned how to collaborate. They learned partnership. And one of the requirements was that they all participated within putting together the presentation with the research as well as presenting. So they presented as a team. So let's take a few moments and take a look at what a lesson looks like. Now let's take a tour of the course. So the lessons in themselves come from the iCEV platform. So notice on to the right is the back end of a teacher platform. Okay. Notice the different lessons within the platform. Okay. We have English applications, communication styles, to business letters and memos, to public speaking basics. Public speaking basics. The iCEV platform supports individual lesson plans. I create my lesson plans based on the lessons that are available. It is easy in terms of homework monitoring and grading. Notice to the far right, you manage the student roster. Course grades report. I look into my course grades report every week to see where my students are landing within each lesson that's made available. Notice the different dates in terms of the lesson. As a teacher, you have control of that. You have control of which lessons get released when. Because for the students, they don't see all of this. They will only see the lessons that are available to them for that given week. So for the first week with this particular plan, English applications and introduction to professional communications. However, we modified our lessons to go over the streamline of our, of our program. So it was super helpful in terms of the ready-made lesson activities as well as the supplement material, because each of these lessons has activities in it that you will be able to utilize as an instructor for your in-class presentations and in-class activities. So let's take a look at the syllabus that we've created at the San Mateo Adult School, and it's fluid. It's a living document. Note that it can and does change with almost every semester. This is a student syllabus, and this is what the students receive on the onset of the course. Okay. Notice week 1, it matches English application, introduction to professional communications. For the students, that's the only lesson that they will see for that first week. The second week, they'll see both English applications and Introduction to Professional Communications with the addition of communication styles and workplace communication. And week 3, more modules will be released. So this allows the teacher to modify the syllabus as needed or your lesson plan as needed. What we also do within the classroom dynamic is we do a presentation rubrics. My students, as you'll note in their syllabus, are required to do 2 formal presentations in addition to the presentations that they may do with each lesson in each classroom. So their formal presentation, the very first one, is their midterm presentation, and that's who am I? And what do we grade them on? Amongst other things, the presentation rubrics is what the teacher fills out, and we grade them on appearance. So yes, when they're presenting, even on Zoom, we expect them to come business casual or business professional. We look at the content that they're presenting as well as their presentation skills. At the end of the course, we do a student survey. We ask the students, what works? Where do we need to improve? And general insights as to how they've learned throughout the course. Now what I'd like to do is take a look at a lesson plan. Notice with this lesson plan, it has a topic. This particular one was managing diversity. The lesson plan illuminates the focus on teamwork and collaboration. You'll note that I implement watching videos. Sometimes it will be presentations within the modules, sometimes it will be videos. In this instance, I may not show all 7 videos. 43 minutes is a long time. We only have 3 hours. So I will usually pick anywhere from 4 to 5 videos that I think are pertinent to a particular lesson or topic, or presentation slides that are for the particular lesson or topic. That's their review. I like to review what the students are working on for the current week. Additionally, we have invited communication professionals to discuss how a particular lesson or professional communication plays out in the real world. Notice that this particular lesson plan is on managing diversity, and it's on Halstead's cultural onion theory. The resulting presentation is on diversity, similarities, language, and differences in communication styles. Now, let's take a look at some of the results from this particular module. What I'm going to show you is a presentation that my students have prepared for the class. Notice too that they had 45 minutes. The presentation is to be a minimum of 3 minutes, and they are to give 2 minutes of feedback for each presentation shown in class. Beautiful, beautiful. Notice the results of groups working on Halstead culture onion theory. As you can see, they visually represented his take on the onion theory. I thought it was quite masterful the way that they did that. They visually represented the symbols, the rituals, the heroes, and the values. They have a content. They have a summary. Because here's the thing about our professional communications course and beyond. In several cases, this class may be the first opportunity that these students have to present to put together a PowerPoint presentation or a Google Slides presentation. This may be the first time that they have to actually utilize Google to do research, because we do teach research basics within this course. You will never know the actual level or technical skills of your students until you know. Our students have ranged from anywhere from very basic, how to sign on to iCEV. All of them know how to access emails and Word doc. That is part of what they need to know in order to enroll in the class. However, they also may be more sophisticated. Some of them may already know how to do presentations. So it's a varied group of people. And what we do is we partner them together because each student has their strengths. So you can imagine, with all of this, how important the iCEV platform has been to my professional communications course. Let's take a look and see what the student feedback has been. Guest speakers. They're great to have. And yes, we do ask all of our students to research the guest speakers. Why? Because I think it's important for them to know who they're going to be listening to. And it's important for them to research the guest speakers as well as have questions available for them. It's part of their homework. This is also an excellent course for someone who's never had any contact course development for business communication. The course is excellent, and it truly is. This is actual student feedback. And it's also excellent as a refresher course for people who have had exposure, but they don't remember, or they just need to brush up on their skills. Again, it's an 8 to 9 week intensive course. You've already seen some of the results. They put together a beautiful presentation, and they know how to do it by the end of the course. Now, this was some of the feedback that we took to heart. The amount of information for the entire modules is very heavy. So I think it might be better to have more in-class education to catch up with the content more in depth. We took this to heart. When we initially offered the course, we had more in terms of presentation. We didn't review as much. We have now implemented a review portion where we do review videos, we do review presentation modules in terms of selections, so that if the students have questions, they can ask them at that time. It also allows the student time to preview or review something that they may have missed. So it's really, we listen to our students and we try to modulate our courses from their feedback. Now let's look at some successes and challenges. Our cohorts consist of native speakers and ESL. Our ESL students must have a CASA score of 235 plus to participate. Because what that tells us, if they have a CASA score of 235, they're able to put in the time and the effort to upskill their skill level. The students do need to learn time management, because 6 hours of in-class time and in-class participation, as well as 6 hours of homework, is a lot. So we set up the expectations in the beginning so that they know what to expect. Class time management, that was something that the teachers needed to learn, because Zoom in itself was a whole different ballgame. It's different than when you're teaching in class and in person. It required a little bit more time. So modulating the class size was important, where we might be able to have 18 to 22 students in class in our hybrid program. That was very challenging online. I always include time for individual coaching. So at the end of class, it's a 3-hour class. If it's from, say, from 9 to 12, I might end the class at about 11:45 so that I can set aside 15 minutes to meet with my students. And I do believe that keeping the coursework relevant and challenging for the adult learner is extremely important. Again, when they're presenting, they know what the expectations are. And we start, did you know that public speaking rates in the top 3 fears? The top 3, public speaking. We get our students started speaking from the first class. We have them interview each other one-on-one. We pair them up, and they have to introduce each other, right? So they're not only interviewing and interacting with fellow students, they're also introducing each other. So that gets them speaking. So they're speaking from one, whether it's doing an actual presentation or whether it's reading slides from the review process that we go through in the class. Reading helps them to become more fluid with speaking. So what have we done today? We have done a nice program overview. We've taken a look at a syllabus. We have talked about how we moved it online and how we plan to go back to our hybrid program. We plan to offer both an online program, full online, and a hybrid program that we originally started with. We did a tour of the course, and we've also had student testimonials. Does anybody have any questions? My understanding is that we have 10 minutes for question and answers. Thank you very much for joining me. If you would like to have a copy of the syllabus and a full course lesson plan, please email me. I would love to hear from you and share what I've learned and share my experience. My name is Lynette Garcia. My email is lgarcia@smuhsd.org. Thank you again. I look forward to hearing from you.